Hello and welcome to Mermaid Song Tarot. So glad that you could be here for this elemental energy reading for the sign of Libra in the month of November 2022. Thank you so much for being here. This is a general reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. And as such, it is a general reading. Not everything will resonate with everyone, and that is okay. So just take what resonates with you and leave the rest. You'll want to take a look at all of the videos for your moon and rising signs as well to get a more clear, complete picture of how the month is going to play out for you. All right, thanks so much for being here. And I just want to let you know I've changed up the format of my videos just a little bit and eliminated all the shuffling. I've chosen 5 cards. Haven't looked at them yet, so we're getting a fresh reading on the 5 elements of earth, air, water, fire, and spirit. So we'll have 5 cards, and then I'm adding an oracle card, so that should be kind of fun. The deck that I've chosen for this month is the Steampunk Tarot, which is full of lots of lovely Victorian steampunky images, and it has kind of a fall feeling to it, so I think you'll like it. And then our oracle this month is going to be the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle. So, Libra, let us dive into your reading without delay. All right, our first element is going to be the element of earth, and this has to do with your resources. And these are things like your money, your job, your relationships, your health, your energy, your time. And the card for you, Libra, is 6 of Swords, a fantastic card to get. This is the card of forward movement. This is what I call the moving on card. So your resources are going to be moving on, and though you might have had some troubles in the past, you are moving on despite those. You've learned some lessons, and now you are taking those lessons into the future, and you're not looking back. So this could mean that you are in a new job, or perhaps a new relationship, or maybe even you've left something and you're not looking back any longer. You're looking towards the future and what the future holds for you in the arena of your resources. All right, nice. Our next element is the element of air, which has to do with your thoughts, communications, and your mental processes. And we have the 7 of Swords, an interesting card to get. The 7 of Swords is often called the thief card or deceit. And it usually shows someone who they're carrying off a load of swords. They may be leaving behind a couple. It's like they're being sneaky, right? So this has to do, since it's in the air position, has to do with our thoughts and our communications. And I'm going to say, Libra, this is an indication to don't be sneaky with people. Communicate truthfully. Also, this has to do with your thoughts. So let's be truthful with ourselves as well. How are you deceiving yourself is always a question that comes up whenever we get this card in a reading. Okay, we'll elaborate on some of this as we go along here once we get all the cards on the table. The next element is the element of fire, which has to do with our passions, you know, what lights us up, and our actions, and also our spiritual self. And Libra, you have the Devil. Now this is always an interesting card. Sometimes it is a little scary for some people, but the Devil card is a card that speaks of the material world, material things, and how we may be tempted to just immerse ourselves in material things. It's interesting that this is coming up in the spiritual section, and also our passions and desires and our actions, because the Devil card is really about what actions are we taking in the material world. The Devil rules the material world and the things of the material world. Artists of all kinds, musicians, artists, anybody who creates, which is really all of us, we create in the material world, right? So the Devil is always a card that gets us to look at what are we creating, how are we creating it, and are we doing so with balance? Are we letting our passions overwhelm us and just diving into that with no thought for the future or thought for others? Or are we creating a balance in our lives? Okay, our next element is the element of water, which has to do with our emotions. And Libra, your card is the Queen of Wands. Now the Queen of Wands, it's wands, so this is the fire energy. This is the energy of passions. But she's the queen. She's in charge of herself. She can be very passionate. She can be impulsive, but she does not let impulsivity cause her to make poor decisions that are going to impact her negatively in the future. So a really great card for emotions. This is our emotions spot here. And a message to let ourselves follow our heart, but don't do so in a foolish way, right? We have to be balanced. Again, this balance here. I'm really liking this. I'm seeing that there's forward movement, but there's some things that we have to remember as we move forward. We have to remember to be truthful and honest. We have to remember to be balanced and learn to create in the material world and follow our heart without letting our emotions overwhelm us. All right, our final card element is the spirit element. This is your soul, your higher self, divine wisdom, wanting to let you know something. And you've got Page of Cups. So here we are again with emotions. Now the Page of Cups, pages are always messengers, and pages are also new beginnings. So we have a new message or a new beginning in the realm of our emotions. Now taken all together, this is sort of interesting because what I'm seeing is that in order for you to move forward, in order for you to move forward, you have to leave behind deceit and dishonesty. You have to leave behind things that create an imbalance in your life. You have to be in control of your emotions and your desires and your actions. Remember, wands is also actions. So all of these things in balance. And Libra, you're about balance. You like balance. Sometimes, however, Librans can perhaps be a little over-controlling, trying to control every single aspect. And this is interesting where the Page of Cups comes in. Because Spirit is telling you, your heart is going to tell you what direction that you need to go. And it's time for us to be heart-led as a people, as humanity. And that is going to help us attain a higher level of balance, a more spiritual level of balance. Wow, that turned out kind of deep. I'm liking it. I'm also seeing that it is possible that you may be in this new moving forward. You may, if we're looking at relationships, you may be experiencing a new relationship, and there might be some issues with it. Perhaps one or both of you has some issues with addiction or deceit. And again, the key is going to be to control your actions and lead from the heart. That's the key. All right, exciting. Now we're going to go on to our oracle card, and I'm going to read this from the book for you. Part of the meaning here. And the card that we have for you, Libra, is Green Man's Bride, Sacred Union, Commitment Ceremony, Maturing into Deep Relationship. Interesting, because it looks like that's what's happening in your month cards too. You can't have a deep relationship if there's no trust and there's no balance, or if your emotions are all over the place. That's not going to make it work, is it? So here we go. The green man, the wild heart of the masculine, has found his bride, the beloved who is able to be both intimate and free. From their new love, true connection has grown, and now they are preparing to celebrate their joining under the heavens and upon the earth. For when this love is developed and grown, there comes a time to make a commitment of the heart, the kind that comes when a relationship or partnership has reached the stage where some kind of sacred ceremony will take it forward into a greater, richer place, where maturity and growth will be given fertile ground to work in, and where what you create together will have foundation, roots, solidity. For this card speaks of the wedding ceremony between the green man and his bride, and this takes both into a new stage of their relationship. No longer are they fresh and green, giddy from the euphoria of new love. Their love is deeper, richer, and has taken on a strong life of its own. It is now time to sanctify this relationship by acknowledging its import to those involved, to make vows, to exchange symbols, and to join together at a deeper, more lasting level. This can also apply to your family and your relationships with friends. The balance of masculine and feminine returns with this commitment to honor the other and to give and receive in love with honor in sacred space. Ooh, nice. So Libra, for some of you, there might be an offer of marriage or an actual ceremony of some kind. This could be good. Sounds like good things if we can achieve that balance that you Librans are oh so good at. All right, thank you so much for joining me today at Mermaid Song Tarot. Please hit the like button if this resonates with you. Feel free to share it with your friends. I'd love for more people to get benefit from my videos. And hit the subscribe button to be notified when new videos are up and running. The new moon video will be out very, very soon, so watch the channel for that. You'll also find links in the description box for my Etsy shop where you can purchase personal readings from me, as well as there are all kinds of gorgeous tarot and oracle decks in my shop as well. And if you feel so inclined, I would love for you to have one of your very own. Thank you again, and many blessings.